This is my Defender 110 and today I'm going to be converting a mountaintop to be able to fit onto the back of this so that we have storage for our adventures. So I started by cutting down the frame that's made out of aluminium that sits against the truck cap. I had to shape this around the curve because it was originally a rectangular shape, but by doing this I did get rid of some of the strength. So I do need to find a way of strengthening this up either with a T-bar or an L-shaped bracket underneath, because obviously there's no frame of the bed that runs across the back of the truck cap. So the mountaintop itself is not quite wide enough to cover edge to edge, but it does close that hole perfectly well. The only problem is it's about a foot too long for the back. That means I'm gonna have to cut it down and reduce the size of it and hope that I can get everything back together so that it all works. Need to mark out the edge, add that amount to it, cut it all the way across, bring this strip, attach it to there so that it rounds it off nicely at the back. These little latches, I'm just going to move them to roughly here. Then when I mount these onto the side of the bed, into the rail bit at the top, and it will lock in like that. And that's about it really. Not a huge amount involved, but it's just a bit fiddly. Right, so I've just cut this frame off, which we're obviously going to attempt to rejoin, but we need a tube that will sit inside. If not, we'll just take the whole thing off and make a new frame out of something else. Right, so trim this off. I'm basically going to reduce that by that much on the truck bed, and then hopefully somehow fix this back into position there. And I use some black polyurethane sealant in this gap. I need to put some sort of bracket on the bottom, maybe put some self tappers through to fix it to this, because the way it actually joined is through box tubing, but the box tubing was well and truly stuck in there, so there's no hope in getting that out, unfortunately. So I've marked this out 7 centimeters from the lip here, and then this is in line with the weld there. That will give me enough space to still join that. I've done the same again on this side, 7 centimeters away from the edge, and that's in line with the weld. Now the distance on the hinges on this side, there's 1 millimeter difference in the gap to the body. I don't know if the body's straight, obviously it's a Defender, so it's never going to be 100% perfect. Also, obviously, the gap on this side might be ever so different to the gap on that side. Along here, I'm going to trim this up a bit more and then put some rubber stripping along here to protect it from rubbing against the cab to ensure it's watertight. So the gap cut's not exactly straight. We can take more out of the centre. We'll worry about that afterwards. The main thing is we want to get this to the right size, get this bolted on, and then I'm going to rest the plank in here, cut it right so yeah. So it turns out this needs to go in a bit further than initially thought, because the lock and these 2 little brackets, that when it closes it sits just inside of that. So I've got to figure that out and cut it down just the slightest bit more. So I've marked out my line, I have my feather edge board here, I'm going to use self-tap. Okay, so I'm going to cut these two. I've slightly angled that one because on here it's ever so slightly angled. Let's see if I can try and then trim it down afterwards and get it aligned nicely. So I'm resting that roughly in the position where it's going to sit. I'm going to bring this down to that, and we will use some L-shaped brackets on there into there. The back section is affixed. I've put a little L bracket in with some self-tap and screws. I will obviously drill that out and put some bolts through, maybe get a slightly stronger L bracket. I still need to figure something out for the corners. I need to affix the locker mechanism, and then I need to fill this gap, and I'll use some polyurethane sealant, and then I'll put a small plate on the bottom to firm it up a bit. I'm undecided if I'm going to cut into here so that it fits over these hoops, and then I need to sort out this here. I've obviously only spaced it with this washer for now just to get the height, because obviously we've got the hoops out. I don't want to grind these hoops back. Then need to put some rubber in here to protect the cab. I need to paint all of this. We're going to paint this black as well to match the checker plating on the side, but I will use Hammerite and get a nice gloss finish on it. I am pretty happy so far with how it's turning out. I need to order a hinge for here or some sort of plate that I can affix this into to stop it sliding out. These are 60 quid. These comes as a set of two, which is annoying because I only need one. That wasn't with it when I bought it. And then also I need to fill this gap here. So to reaffix the rail to the top and join it, what I'm going to be doing is putting riv nuts in here. I'm using M5 riv nuts, and then I'm going to run an M5 bolt up through the spacer from underneath the aluminium checker plating. That should catch the thread quite nicely and then pull it quite tight in place. I'm also going to use two threaded rods, which I'm just going to glue in with polyurethane sealant, and then those will keep it firm from flexing at the joints. I had to make a quick trip to Wickes so that I could get this hole saw. These were quite pricey, and I was thinking about buying the whole kit so that I had a variety of sizes, but I opted for the 40mm because this would give me a little bit of excess either side of the hole. I wasn't too confident about this working, but in honesty it was actually really impressive at how well it cut through the aluminium. Now these holes are ever so slightly bigger than the hoop holes, and that gives me a bit of excess to put some sealant around these gaps. I can easily put the bungs in if I want to seal off the hoop holes. And now it's time to give this thing a fresh coat of paint. Now I'm using some Hammerite that I had laying around in my garage, and then I had to buy the special metals primer so that it can work on the aluminium checker plating. Now I am using a brush to paint this, and yeah, I'm not overly keen on a brush finish, but I don't really think it looks dreadful. In honesty, the rail is a bit bumpy. I was actually considering painting that a different colour anyway, so I might sand that back and give it another coat of paint in a slightly different colour just to finish things off a bit differently. I've now also fitted some gas struts. I haven't clipped one on the other side because I need to reinforce the aluminium frame where the hinges sit, just so that there's no flex in that. I went for 400 Newton meter gas struts. It probably is a big overkill, but the objective is to make sure that I can put weight on the top of this and still open it up fairly easily. And now just to finish it off, I'm going to place some 28mm bungs into the 4 holes. I've fitted a new lock on here because I lost the keys for the old lock. This is just like a cabinet lock. I'll look if I can source a different style lock, maybe like a pull latch or something like that, because I think it would be a bit smarter if it's all flush. So that is it for today. Let me know what you guys think of the mountaintop idea. Was it a silly idea, or do you think it's actually quite a practical solution? Now I do need to obviously finish off the rail and put the spacers in there and then bolt it down, but I need to paint the spacers because I bought a new aluminium tube to cut down for the spacers because the other ones were quite damaged. I'm going to also add some extra ones in just to make it a lot stronger in certain areas, so that maybe I can use luggage straps or something on here to put some bags on the back if I want to transport stuff in bags. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.